Every shift is different. Every patient matters. Every role has a story. This is a day in the life of a nursing associate. In this series, we'll be following nursing associates across the UK. Each episode takes us inside their working day, in hospitals, GP surgeries, care homes and community teams. You see how they deliver care, support patients and work as part of the multidisciplinary teams. You hear what inspires them to join the profession and what it really means to make a difference. This is their story. This is a day in the life of a nursing associate. Hello and welcome to Just a Sharp Scratch the Pulse. My name is Martin Davey and I'm here today at the Royal Derby Hospital, where I'm following a nursing associate who's making a difference in healthcare and the nursing associate journey. We're here to spend the day with Hannah Hudston, a registered nursing associate working in Trauma and Orthopedics. But Hannah doesn't just care about patients. She's also helping shape the next generation of nursing associates through her learner support role. I'm here to see what a typical day looks like for her, find out what keeps her going, and get an honest look at what the NA role really involves on the front line. So can you tell us a bit about your current role and what your typical day looks like?
Wow, I don't really have a typical day. So I'm a registered nursing associate. I work within Trauma and Orthopedics clinically. Where I work on the elective day case ward, so it's different every day, from upper limb operations, spinal, lower limb, feet, you name it, we do everything apart from the joint replacements, which takes place on one of our other wards. So yeah, the turnover, the pace, I love all of that, the busyness, keeping busy. But then in this role, the learner support role, again, there's no typical day. I could be doing a workshop like we're doing today. I took part in the interviews for the next cohort last week. Went to graduation yesterday for the ones that have just graduated.
Amazing.
And got their PIG. So there is no typical day. If I was to sort of try and narrow it down, on a day where we haven't got a workshop, I will go out to the wards. I'll work clinically with the SNAs, doing meds rounds if they feel like they need support doing wound dressings. It just frees up their staff then on the ward, and I can support them and sort of give them my knowledge and expertise that I've learned along the journey.
So you started out in domiciliary care. What led you into kind of the work, and how did you kind of move into the kind of hospital-based care?
So a family friend of mine she was a doctor. She worked in public health, and towards the end of her life she was diagnosed with vascular dementia and she required care at home. And so I saw that side of it, and I saw how her decline really affected us as a family. Although she was a close family friend, she'd never married, had no children. Then my nan also became unwell. She had polymyalgia. Her mind was willing, but her body wasn't. And I lived close by, and I saw her sort of daily. And then after she passed away, my nan did, I kind of felt like a big hole was there. And so I started looking into courses with the Open University. And I actually did them in my own time, spare time at night. I'd got a young child, and I'd started doing an introduction to health and social care through the Open University. And then I found I wanted to do another one. I did a dementia module, and it kind of spiralled. And then I thought, I need to apply this somehow. And so I started applying for caring positions, and I was successful in 2013. I joined a private domiciliary care company, and I loved it. I loved going into patient houses and giving them independence and allowing them to stay in their own homes, and sometimes they just wanted somebody to talk to, and I love that. I love the different things every day and providing respite care for family members. But after 5 years and 5 cars, the community sort of role took a toll, and I thought I need something where I drive, I park up, I do my hours, and then I can go home. So I looked at joining the NHS, and a position came up for a healthcare support worker, so I applied. I was successful, and I've been here ever since. I started here in August 2018.
So what made you apply for the nursing associate apprenticeship?
So while I was on the wards, obviously I'd come from community, so there were things in the community that I could do, like obviously all the washers and personal care I was great with. and I was given medications and signing MAR charts and things like that. But in the hospital, I couldn't do the medications, and I could do the blood pressures, and I couldn't do that before. So it was kind of like, I'm doing things that I couldn't do before, and I'm not doing what I used to do. And I thought, I know I'm capable. A colleague of mine applied, so she was a year ahead of me. And I thought, I can definitely do this. I know I'm capable of more. And so I applied and was successful. And I started doing my apprenticeship September 2020.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nothing really major happened that year?
No, nothing at all.
So what was the kind of biggest challenge during your training then? Other than the small little virus?
That was the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
So before I applied to do my TNA, our ward closed. We were 2 wards down from ICU. They'd already extended into 202, and then they were about to extend into us. And so we were redeployed. We were working all over the hospital. I was looking after COVID patients. I was seeing different patients, not elective operations. And I still felt like I was capable of more. And so with the support of my managers and people around me on the ward, they encouraged me to apply for it. So I did. But I was the COVID cohort. My first year was all online. We didn't go into university once. And then obviously our placements and base areas, it was very different. We weren't used to things being run as this way and the changes. So that was the biggest challenge. We were actually withdrawn from university because we were so short-staffed and we had 4 weeks out. I still managed to continue doing my online learning because although they withdrew us from university, when you're at home, there's nothing to do, you couldn't go anywhere, so I just carried on doing my university in my own time. So I worked full-time and did that, and managed to keep on top of my university work, that I didn't fall behind, and we managed to I passed my A&P exam, I'd done it all at home, whilst being withdrawn from university, so that was the biggest challenge. Then obviously in second year, things sort of eased up. We went back into university, but again, we were withdrawn because there were obviously all the different peaks and things like that. So we were withdrawn in both years.
Yeah.
But I still managed to pass, and I was successful, and that was the biggest challenge, I would say.
So what kind of kept you going though, and not kind of giving up? Because obviously being in a different environment, not doing the university that you were kind of expecting it to be, there must have been moments you thought, I don't want to do this no more. There
were moments. So personally for me, at the time as well, I'm a single parent, so to protect my son, I moved him out and he moved to my mum and dad's house, and so it was really tough at times. It was a sort of 8 weeks where I was literally at home on my own, come to work, go home, come to work, and I had some dark times, but I kind of fought through, and with the support of my cohort and my clinical educators, I got through it. So kind of there was a lot of support needed to sort of get through the really tough, dark times. But I just knew at the end of it that I would achieve something that I'd be proud of, and so would my son.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. Oh, it's not spoke about that for a while.
Yeah. But the reason I wanted to mention it is because that's such a powerful thing, the fact you sacrificed that time for this role.
Yeah.
Because you obviously felt as though this is something you really were passionate about.
Yeah, definitely.
And look where you are now.
I know. I mean, I think possibly during that time, if there was a learner support role, because that wasn't around when I was training, it kind of came in almost as I was finishing, that might have helped more. So I think that sort of motivated me to go into this role.
And see where it comes from.
Yeah.
This episode is supported by Healthcare Conferences UK. Improve your practice, build your skills. Events designed for real frontline teams. Practical learning you can use the next day. Book your next conference today. Let's start with Hannah. So what's she like to work with and what stands out about her in her role?
She's just a dream to work with. I mean, she's so enthusiastic. She's so good at what she does. So her clinical working, she's amazing. And then also with her teaching and how she is with the learners and with the wider team, she just fits in. I mean, she's been part of us since 2023, I think. But she's just fitted in with the team. She gets involved with things, hence why she's got involved in this project and everything else. I don't know, she's just a dream, like I say. She's easy to get on with, she's a lovely person. She knows what she's doing as well with her role. She knows what she's doing with teaching, how to get the best out of people when she's working with our learners in the clinical areas. She just pulls things out of people that you wouldn't always get with somebody else. And I think because she's so approachable, and like I say, she'll put a hand to anything. We ask her all sorts of things within our role, within the apprenticeship team, and she's not afraid. If she's not sure about things, she'll ask. If she doesn't want to do things again, she's not afraid to say that either. So I just think she's just amazing.
From your perspective, what do nursing associates bring to the clinical team like yours?
As a learner support, so I think before we had learner supports within our team, there was 3 educators, so myself and 2 colleagues. And although we're nurses by background, we've not done the apprenticeship route, and 2, we're not in the position of a nursing associate. So you can't always understand the journey that they go on as a nursing associate, and especially with the challenges that we face with the role, whether that's the scope of practice or the different elements that different trusts want the role to be, or people understanding what the role is. I think until you've been through that programme and worked in that role, you can't know for sure and empathise with people. So I think it's essential. I think our feedback that we've had since having the role within our team, it's just made vast improvements to people's experiences, because like I say, they've been through the programme, they know what the academic work's like, they know what it is to balance life, academic and working full time at the same time. And I just think without the role, we'd be lost.
Because what was the kind of role after you qualified? Where did you end up?
So I stayed in the area that we trained in. So I was still in trauma and orthopedics. When I qualified, we had gone back to elective surgery. They were trying to ramp it up. It wasn't anywhere near where it used to be. We used to have 8 lists running a day. We were sort of down to between 3 and 5 a day. The numbers weren't where it was at, but that was just as a result of the change in protocol and how things worked as a result of the pandemic. But we kind of went through lots of changes on our ward. So we were elective, and then winter pressures came, we changed to a medical ward. So then we were sort of short stay medicine for so long. Then we'd go back to being elective surgery because they wanted to ramp it back up again. And then a few months later, we ended up going back to winter pressures and became short stay. And we've had a lot of change and upheaval, and sort of that change has made the team stronger on the ward. We work well together. We know we can change. We know we can adapt to anything because we've had to. And I think it's just helped us bond better on the ward, and sort of we've got a really good, solid team on our ward. And yeah, it's great.
So what does your kind of learner support role involve on a day-to-day basis then?
So day to day, I'm in the office, whether that's here or one of our other 4 sites, because we have 5 sites in total. So we have Derby, Burton, Lichfield, Tamworth, and a community hospital in Derby City. And I will go where I'm needed, whether there's a SNA on shift and they need support, they need a medications round, whether they're out on placement and they just want somebody to come and reassure them that everything's okay. We provide pastoral support. We can carry out workshops to supplement the university learning, and we tailor everything to the trust. So like today we're doing real-time documentation for our most recent cohort that started. they've been out on placement, they should have had sort of like an insight into writing care plans, but we're going to go through the nitty gritty of it and explain why you do what you do, to hopefully build on their learning. So I think they're about 9-10 weeks into programme now, so we just sort of trickle things through and supplement what they learn at university. But it's so varied, and that's what I love. It's like my ward. There's no sort of routine. Like I said, Monday we had a workshop for a cohort. We're at graduation yesterday. I've got workshop today, but I also work within the apprenticeship team, so I don't just look after the nursing associates. I look after anybody who is an apprentice. So the wider team, if they need support with, say, like a healthcare support worker who's doing a clinical apprenticeship, I'll go out and work with them. And so tomorrow they've got their induction for our most recent cohort of clinical apprentices. And as I'm a manual handler key trainer, I'm going out and doing another workshop and doing manual handling with them and showing them the equipment that they'll see when they go out on placement. So it's varied and I love it.
Back when you were training, learning support didn't exist. So what difference would it have made to you?
I think it would have made so much more of a difference for me personally because of not having anybody at home during those sort of early years. I had an SNA, who was on programme before me. She was a year ahead, so it was okay. I was kind of able to talk to her and get that support and knowledge, but actually knowing who in the wider trust was carrying out the training or had carried out the training, I didn't know who to speak to. I relied a lot on Holly and Amanda, who are the clinical educators for the SNAs, and although they're great, they're fantastic, they're not NAs, they're nurses. They know a lot about NAs and they support us and they go through all the policies with us and everything, but to actually have that person who has done it and been through it and experienced it, I think is the best thing you can have. I've had feedback from some of the cohorts since I've started doing the role, saying that I wish I could take you around with me because your knowledge is so good, and the way I explain things in relation to the actual clinical, because the theory that you get at university can sometimes be like, well, how does this relate to my patients? So I'm able to go out and sort of talk to them, and then all of a sudden it's like the light bulb moment. It's like, oh, it clicks. I understand what they're talking about now. So yeah, I think that's what I missed out on. I had good friends in my cohort and we're still good friends now, even though some of them have gone to top up to become RNs. But yeah, I just think you need somebody to be able to talk to who's been through it. So yeah.
Are there any kind of common misconceptions about NAs that you've kind of seen in practice or kind of heard of or been reported back to you?
So we do love to gather feedback within our team and we've always done that. And I remember at the beginning we kind of asked what experiences the nursing associates were having in the clinical areas, and although it's changed now, we're not seeing it so much now, thankfully, there was sometimes that feeling of you're just a cheap nurse or you're an expensive HCA, and we're always advocating for the role and fighting for what that role is. So there's always that thing in there, it's just a stepping stone to becoming a nurse. Well, no, it's a role in its own right. You're on the register, in a separate part of the register. It's not just about that, and part of my role is to try and find other ways for our nursing associates to develop without topping up, because it's not just about being a nurse, is it? It's recognising what the role is, which is why we're fighting as well and supporting you alongside you to get that national scope of practice, so that people can understand what this role is, why it's so vital and important to our patients. And I think because a lot of our nursing associates go through the whole process, they come in often as a clinical apprentice, so often that first experience they've had in healthcare, they work through that apprenticeship, and then now obviously we make them do the level 3 qualification as well. Then they'll move on to the nursing associate apprenticeship, and because they've done every level of healthcare, that makes them a better practitioner. And then when they do go on to the top up, we're seeing a much higher level quality nurse come out of it at the end as well.
If you had to describe the value of nursing associate role in one sentence, what would you say?
Oh, that's hard. The value, I would say They are hands-on core components of the healthcare team that really we couldn't survive without now, because of their knowledge, skills. They're just at the forefront of nursing.
Why do you think the nursing associate role is still misunderstood?
I just don't think it's been publicised and put into the public eye enough. When I'm working on the wards and patients come in for their operations, they see me in a lighter uniform, they don't know what I am. I try to explain it to them, what I can and can't do, and you kind of get a lot of sort of negative comments of, well, is that not the same as a nurse but just cheaper, or are you not kind of being abused because you seem to be doing everything that the nurses do and you're not being paid the same? And I just feel like if our role was actually in the public more and people understood it more, I think it would be better used and utilised. So, yeah.
What's the most rewarding part of your job right now?
Clinically, I think it's knowing that I provide a level of care that I would want my family members to receive. I try to go above and beyond, whether it's just the little thing of making a patient feel a bit more relaxed before the surgery, or whether it's sort of post-op, seeing them progress and working with them and getting them mobilised and getting them home and in a better condition than they were before, with a better improved mobility level than they were before. And then in this role as a learner support, I think seeing my learners progress, develop, seeing their aha moments, that light bulb clicking, and knowing that they're going to do it as well. They're going to smash it as when they've kind of qualified, and yeah, that's what.
What advice would you give to the new SNAs just starting this course?
I always say to plan their time, to be proactive with learning opportunities. As an apprenticeship, can be quite difficult because you're in the numbers and you're unregistered, but you're trying to learn. Finding that balance can be really difficult, but I've always sort of said you need to advocate for your learning. You need to take every learning opportunity and take every sort of task you're doing and think, well, what can I take from this as a learning opportunity? Whether you're giving a patient a wash and you're then doing a head-to-toe skin assessment, you can take that learning away. You're not just washing a patient, you're providing that care, that holistic care, that personalised, person-centred care, but you're also looking at skin assessment that you're then able to document as part of your learning and progression.
My last and final question has nothing to do with nursing associates, but every guest that we have on, we always get them to recommend a song that we can add to our SNA and RNA playlist. So which kind of song can we add to you? Is there something that kind of gets you through your shift or kind of gets you motivated to come in after a long day? You know, what would you recommend for us to add?
Oh, I don't know. My mum always says that the Clean Bandit song, Rather Be,
right, yes,
always reminds her of me. I suppose it's an upbeat song, isn't it? And it's quite, like I say, upbeat, and it motivating to, yeah.
And finally, what's your go-to song that kind of gets you through a shift or puts you in the kind of right mindset?
So I've not got a song that sort of I listen to regularly. I have got a song that I go back to. It's an old song, and it's also a drum and bass song. It's Chasing Status featuring Tom Grennan, When It All Goes Wrong. The themes of that song, for me personally, is about resilience, about emotional struggles, and about personal growth. So I think the words of it say, when it all goes wrong, I pull myself together and I get on with things. So when the pressure gets sort of too much on the ward, and hopefully things aren't going wrong, but you've got a lot of pressure, especially in clinical areas, just to take that time and carry on fighting.